Alright, okay, so guys, it is time for another live stream, and I thought this time I would try it on the phone because last time the microphone, I noticed the microphone on the laptop was a little bit iffy, and I think to put the camera through the computer, I'd thought to do that today, but to do that I've got to have a kind of special USB, or not sorry, USB mini HDMI to regular HDMI thing, so I'll need to go to the shop and see if I can get one of those. So we'll see about doing that for next time because I think the camcorder would work pretty well with the live streams. As I say, I just need to get the mini HDMI to HDMI cable, and then Bob's your auntie. It should hopefully work. So yeah, this is another interesting wee video that we're going to do. This is something that I wasn't sure if it was going to when exactly it was going to arrive, but this is another very nice thing. But before we get into that, we have another one of the Mate beers to have a look at. So again, this is my landlord's little brewery that he does, Källarens Mikro Nano Brewery. So yeah, we're having a look at his Highness barley wine for this one, and this this is a big 11.4%er. So this one will be simply a this is just going to be simply a one-off sort of thing. I don't plan on drinking any more beers other than this. As I tell you on all of these live streams, I really don't drink very much outside of the channel and things like that. So yeah, just trying to figure out how we get the comments up on this. On the phone, this is a bit different. Maybe I can look on the laptop actually. I can maybe get the things up on the laptop. Didn't think too much about this before I actually opened this up. So yeah, maybe I can turn the sound off and put my own stream on. So yeah, there we can do. Yeah, can keep an eye on the comments on this. This is pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Right, so we can get rid of this as well. There we go. Now I can see. Right, yeah. So as I say, we're having a little look at this barley wine, and see 11.4%. So it should be a bit of a monster, to be honest. So let's have a wee look at this. The only thing with a barley wine, of course, is that you need to really let them age a little bit, and I think this one is, this one will only be, I think Matty brewed this like a few months back, so this one really isn't too old at the moment, but we'll see. So yeah, this one smells absolutely lovely. I mean, just look at the colour of this thing. If I hold this up to the light, it's a lovely kind of dark ruby. It's almost the kind of colour you'd expect of a quadruple or something like that. You see no head on this thing. Just an absolute monster. I mean, these beers will ferment in the bottle a little bit more, but that's absolutely beautiful looking at it. It really smells nice as well. It's very sweet and very sort of toffee-like. I mean, that's beautiful actually. Lots of kind of treacle molasses kind of thing. The sort of darker brown sugar's definitely got a bit of that kind of fudgy, lighter, caramelly sort of thing with it too, which is great. So yeah, lovely kind of sweet brown sugars, really kind of heavy and toasted and things like that. And underneath, yeah, this is just beautiful. It smells big and oily and brown sugary. I love that about it. Really smells like a proper American barley wine, this one. I think the last one that Matty did actually was, I think it was an English barley wine now that I think about it. So yeah. Yeah, this is lovely. I really like this. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments section if this is actually better quality than the one last time, because I think I've got a feeling it probably will be, and I think the sound will be better on this one. So do let me know whether the quality of this one is a bit better. But I have to say that this beer, the maltness, the malty side of this beer is absolutely lovely. Hoppy wise, there's a wee bit of grassiness in there. Barley wines are very heavily hopped beers, but the fruitiness out of this is just ridiculous. I mean, you've got like that typical sweet figgy raisiny note out of it. A lot of blackberries, a lot of black currants, things like that, and yeah, loads and loads of stuff actually. Just really lovely big berries. This really smells like a proper American barley wine. I think this is going to be an absolute monster. So let's get stuck in. This one is called the Highness barley wine, and this is my landlord Matthias's beer that we're going to have a look at today. 11.4% ABV. And it's expected ready. Oh, it's actually not ready. It's supposed to be in the bottle. So I'm drinking this one a little bit early, but he did tell me to have a taste of this one. So we'll have a taste of it now when it's about 3 months, too early to drink this one. I think I'm sure he said to me he puts like 6 months in the bottle for this, but some of the beers do taste really good, and it's interesting to try them as they're developing as well. But yeah, Scott. That is, that's basically, I think that's ready to drink. It actually tastes very drinkable just now. I mean, as you go on, it's the mouthfeel of it's going to change, but that is a lovely barley wine. When that matures, that's going to be beautiful. Yeah, that's just lovely. I mean, big, thick brown sugars right away. You know, you've got a hell of a lot of just kind of sweetness to it. At the back of the palate, you're getting more of the kind of thicker, shrieky molasses notes. You can feel them creeping forward a wee bit. There's a few woody undertones and stuff like this, and it's a wee bit more. It really is a little bit more sort of. How do you say? It really gets sweeter and sweeter the more you go into it. It does have a wee bit of that kind of phenolic, medicinal kind of thing that you get from a barley wine at points, but an English barley wine, sorry. But this beer is going to mature and be absolutely beautiful. It's, as I say, it's a bit young just now, but this is going to turn out to be a lovely, lovely beer. So yeah, let's have a little look at this thing. So, in this video then, we've got a big shout out to a couple of guys in Slovenia. So, a while back, can't even remember when my last Slovenian review was just now. Let's have a little look at this. Let's bring up the stats page and stick Slovenia into the search bar. It's been a good while, as I say, since I reviewed Slovenian beers. And of course, when it comes to Slovenia, massive shout out to Davor Šerec. The last one that I have listed here actually, is it that? No, that can't be right. The last one that I had there was listed as 2017. I'm like, that's not right. So yeah, the last Slovenian beers I reviewed, that was it was put up on the 26th. Wait, no, that's the publishing date. So yeah, yeah, the last one I have was listed as July 26, 2019. So it's been about 6 months or so since I reviewed any Slovenian beers for you. So I thought this would be a nice, you know, this is something I'm really looking forward to. I actually had been considering, I had messaged Davor and was going to ask him to see about sending me a Slovenian box, but obviously at the moment, with the lockdown and things, it's not such a good time to do it. But this box was very kindly sent to me by Luca. I reviewed 2 of his beers. One was the Kashmir IPA, which I believe was my first ever encounter with the Kashmir hop, and I also reviewed the Oil Wars, the Imperial Stout. So yeah, you know, Davor sent me 2 or 3 Slovenian boxes now. I can't remember whether it's 2 or 3 that he sent me, because I met him in Munich as well and he gave me some beers, and I've forgotten exactly how many of these beers that he sent me. So yeah, I'll set up another box with Davor at some point once this virus is gone. But it was quite weird because at the time when I published the Green Gold reviews, Luca commented on the videos. He was like, "Oh, thank you for reviewing my beer," and then just kind of weirdly, about a month or, you know, I think it was actually January or so, something like that. It actually could have been when I was in Japan. He actually just he sent me a message through Instagram. I was like, "Dude, I'm watching your review. I'm going to send you beers." Like, he just kind of decided really randomly, and then messaged me through the Facebook and things like that. And it was just really random. So yeah, this box has come from Slovenia. So I'm really curious to see what he sent me. Davor had a few ideas of what he might have sent me, but obviously, Luca, if you're watching, you know, a massive thank you to you for taking the time to send this box up to me. This one will be really interesting. So yeah, I didn't expect, you know, I expected this thing is basically a crate. I think this is a crate of like 24 beers, oddly enough. I didn't expect that and yeah, it is. This is crazy. I don't want to tip this too much. Let me just grab the phone and let you see this. Look. It's a proper crate of beer, that. It's crazy. This has come all the way up from Slovenia. So yeah, it's awesome. I didn't expect that. You know, I thought he would send me like a little box of, you know, 4 or 5 beers. So yeah, let's see what we have here. Rocket Queen. Rocket Queen, this one. So what's this? This is an IPA, 6.9% ABV. This would be really nice, actually. I don't know. There was one that I asked him when I looked at what they had, because he asked, I think at the time he asked me, look through them and see if there's any specific one that you want, because obviously they've got limited editions and things like this. So yeah, I looked through them and I can't remember which one it was, but he sent me, he sent me a good few cans of different beers. So we've got, is this? That's a different one. So we've got, not sure exactly what type, 6.9% IPA. Sorry. So we need to see what this is. That's another Rocket Queen. This one, this is the one that I was really curious about, the Hop Princess, because I think this one has some of the Slovenian hops in it. As you've seen, we talked about on the channel before, there's some really, really nice Slovenian hops. The Slovenian, Styrian Goldings obviously is the classic one, but you've got the, what do you call it? You've got the Styrian Wolf, the Styrian Dragon. You've got lots and lots of stuff there actually. So yeah, this is pretty cool. But yeah, there's another Hot Princess in there. That will go down nicely. But yeah, all of these, I think, are these the same ones? Just trying to decide how to go through this actually. I think he sent me like 2 cans of each. Yeah. Right, okay, these are both the same. So this one is called Povodny Moj. So this one, this is a West Coast IPA at 5.8%. You must have been watching my videos and know that I love a West Coast IPA. Either that or Davor's been talking to him. Davor talks to all the Slovenian brewers for me. It's great. So yeah, this one, a West Coast IPA, 5.8%. So it's actually that's quite a low ABV one actually for a West Coast IPA. I saw that there was some comments came up on the phone, so let's have a little look at these comments. Yeah, Carts is saying sound quality's better, awesome. I'm getting hello from Jordi in Glasgow, hello there. And then Tervisex from Craig. Oh yeah, that's because I watched his Estonian beer review earlier. So yeah, go and check out Craig at Kent Beer Reviews. He's Craig's got some really, really nice videos there. He reviews mainly English beer, but one of the really interesting things about Craig's channel is Craig's wife is Portuguese, so he goes down to Madeira every so often. If you go back in Craig's channel, you'll find some really lovely reviews where he's on his father-in-law's rooftop, and the view's just crazy. So Craig's got some lovely Portuguese beer reviews actually. So if you're interested in Portuguese craft beer, go and check it out. And Craig's channel generally is very kind of chilled out and relaxed. I really quite like watching Craig's reviews. I can't watch them all, obviously, but yeah, if you guys are watching my channel, make sure you go and check out Craig at Kent Beer Reviews. Very, very nice guy, actually. And hopefully I can see Craig at some point this year. We were talking about meeting up in London, and we just need to see when it's possible. But I think the next time I go home, I'll probably do a wee stop off. That's quite funny. The thing stalled as soon as I said Harry is my gay lover. So yeah, Harry at Blue Nose Beer Reviews, he is now my gay lover apparently. So I'm coming to terms with that. It's a big change in life. So yeah, but I'll probably fly to Bristol, see Harry, have a bum as you do, and then I'll probably go on the train to London and meet Craig. I don't know if some of the other guys will want to meet up there, but yeah, I will go over to London and maybe do Bermondsey. Craig and I were talking about Bermondsey, brew by numbers and stuff like that. So yeah, go and check out Craig at Kent Beer Reviews. I've gone off on a tangent there. There we go. Let's go. Yeah, so we have another one here. So Forbidden Fruit. This one's a mango wheat ale. That could be quite interesting. Yeah, quite interesting. I like the artwork on these cans actually. It reminds me of the Iron Maiden Dance of Death album cover a little bit. It looks like that kind of retro-y computer type thing, PlayStation 2 level graphics. Maybe not, maybe actually a bit better than that. I don't know, I don't really see much of the difference between PS3. I never had a PS4 actually, never got a PS4. Need to buy a PS5 a little bit later. Should be really quite interesting actually. I'm very curious to see what that's all about. So, Comet As You Are. Oh, is this like a single hop or something? No, it's a West Coaster. This is another West Coast IPA. That's Luca, swimming like the Nirvana. Is the album actually called Come As You Are? I can't remember. I know the album that this is, but I do like a little bit of Nirvana and grunge and things. So there's Luca swimming away in the water with his wee teeny willy out and things like that. So never mind. Thank you, Panzer. Yeah. Yes. yeah, that's cool. This is another West Coast IPA. He must have been, Luca must have been watching a channel actually to see that I like the West Coast IPAs. But yeah, this is cool. So what I might do actually, I'll keep one of each out. Yeah, I'll keep one of each out and then we can show you them again at the end or whatever. So yeah, this is a really nice selection. As I say, it's pretty awesome that a brewery would do this. You know, the Slovenian craft beer scene really is on the rise. And we'll talk more about the other breweries later. We'll focus on Green Gold for the moment. So yeah, this is awesome. So this one, there's another Oil Wars. There's an Oil Wars there. What I might do with this one, because I've had this before, I might actually take, it might be nice to do like a collaboration tasting of this one because I've already done this beer. So maybe we'll look at doing that. We'll have a look at doing that actually, the Oil Wars. But is this the original one? Because I know, yeah, this is the original one. What I might do then is I'll keep this aside because that will last for a while and I'll see about doing a review of that with Craig or with Harry or something. And there's another Oil Wars. So maybe actually, I can maybe give some of the other guys, we can maybe do, well, if we've got the 2 cans, we can do quite a bit. So yeah, I'll probably keep the stouts aside and do that with the other guys. So yeah, you guys will get to try some Slovenian beers as well. Yeah, oh, I like this. I was always a big fan of Terminator. I really liked the Terminator films. So this is nice. Albi Kazbak. So yeah, this is pretty cool actually. I like this. What's this one? This is a hazy IPA. So this is in New England at 6% ABV. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I can't remember how many different beers that these guys, had. Put them on this little table here. I can't remember how many beers that these guys had when I first done them, but I think they've kind of upped the number of beers that they've done significantly over the last we'll be having. I'll need to decide how to space these out actually, because obviously I don't want to publish them all at the one time. I'd rather space them out. So there's another Albi Kazbak. Another Albi Kazbak. Another Albi Kazbak. So I've got 4 Albi Kazbaks. So yeah. Oh, what's this? This looks interesting. Dragon Slayer. Right, this one. Look at this. The artwork on these beers, I have to admit, it really is lovely. It reminds me of some of these, and some of them they really remind me of like the 80s cartoons and things. So yeah, the Dragon Slayer. This one, 4% Session Hazy IPA. This could be really interesting actually. So yeah, that'll be awesome. So 7 different beers so far. And that's another Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer. Yes, and another Dragon Slayer. Okay. Oh, and this one, there's the Cashmere, the good old Cashmere, actually. Good old Cashmere, I like this. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's the artwork on that is pretty special, I have to say. I always like, I like that. Cashmere, and Cashmere. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, I've got a lot of IPA. I'll maybe need to see about trying to send some of this. What I might do is, because as I've told you before, I don't drink so much outside of the videos, but I will obviously enjoy these. These are special Slovenian beers. What I might do is see if I can send some of them maybe see if I can send a couple to the English guys and let them have a go at some of them, because this would be really cool to spread the word about Slovenian beer. I think I was the first one. I think I'm the only one so far out of the kind of beer tubers that I know to get onto this. So this could be a really interesting thing actually to help spread the word about Slovenian beer. I need to look into the postage costs and see if I can send some of these on. So maybe I can figure out exactly where to send them and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really awesome. I mean, what is it? 6 4 is 24. Big box of 24 beers. 7 different beers from Luca in Slovenia. That's crazy. This will be a nice party thing. So probably what I'll do is I'll keep some I'll keep maybe one of each or something here and do a wee bit of a sort of tasting thing with some friends here, and then I'll try and send some of the other ones. Is McGinn on the back of that shirt? No, this is an old one. This is from way before him. Oh, and Real Ano Craft Beer. I want to know who this is. Your comments are brilliant, man. I love them. They're always awesome. Yeah. But yeah, just don't expose me and Harry. The Real Ano thing. That's it's a bit hooliganistic. I love this guy's comments. They're brilliant. Ah, Riku's here. Yeah, Riku. Riku is the Finnish beer mule. So yeah, I know, but I love him again. Oh yeah, yeah. John. I forget is his first name John. Yeah. Ah yeah, but no, this shirt. Oh, I can't even remember. This is like this one's pretty old. This is like McFadden, Miller era. You know, this is around the time where we very nearly, we had the group with Italy, Ukraine, and France, and then we lost a stupid game to Georgia 2-0 away, and that was the reason we didn't make it to the Euros. Stupid that. You know, we beat France twice. We did get cheated out of a free kick against Italy at home, which was kind of shitty. But you know, we had a very good qualifying campaign. That it was the shame. The Scotland team then, I think would have done pretty well at the Euros. But yeah, no, there's not again on the back of my thing. Yeah, man. So we've got Riku's here again, not as old as me. Really, I actually misread your name. Rio Ano Craft Beer. I love that. I thought it was Real Ano Craft Beer. I like that. Brazil '98. I remember that. I remember that fucking penalty. Yes. So yeah. Scotland didn't have a good time in 1998. That's the only time so far that I've seen Scotland at the. That's the only time I've seen Scotland in the championships. Actually, the kind of the world championships. That was France '98, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah, but yeah, McGinn. I heard that he's on the move to Liverpool. Actually, that would be a really good thing. I'd love for him to work under Klopp. That would be very, very good for the national team in Scotland. Actually, because we have got some really good players, and I think we've got the right manager now. We just need to give him a little bit of time to see how it goes. Hopefully, he can do a sort of Jurgen Klopp type thing as he did with Dortmund and with Liverpool actually. So yeah, cool. Finland got to the Euros for the first time now. Sad it was cancelled. I have a feeling, Riku, actually. I actually have a feeling, Riku, that Scotland was meant to meet Finland in the playoffs or something. I'm sure there was supposed to be some kind of playoff between Scotland and I think Finland was one of the teams in the pot. I can't remember. I really can't remember actually. But yeah, we had quite a few Finnish players play in Scotland. You know, old Miksu Patalainen. I remember him. He played for Hibs, and who else did he play for? Because he had his brothers Marcus and Miku, and I forget if it was which one it was that went on to play for Inverness. He was a good player because one of the brothers was better than the other, and Miksu managed Cowdenbeath. He brought them both to play at Cowdenbeath, and then one of them got injured and went back to Finland, and then the other one went to play for Inverness and ended up playing in the Premier League. So I remember that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. France '98. I was only 13, and John McGinn needs to stay at Villa. Ah, okay. So you're from Harry's neck of the woods then, right? Okay, Villa fan. Yeah. I don't know how you get on with. Don't know how you'll get on with Harry then. Actually, we need to see. Hmm. I do love it when you get the. I do love it. I have enjoyed the comments. You know, there's been comments from a certain somebody saying that Harry and I are bum boys, and it's just funny. It's absolutely playground. You know, I just like to say, you know, Harry is a bit of a dish. You know, if I swung that way, I would certainly have him. I would certainly have Harry's delicious, like a 9-3 pork chop. You go. And that's not the barley wine going to my head. That's not the barley wine going to my head. That's just an accent that I was able to do. I was quite gifted with accents, and you know that was one. It was actually my gay friend actually taught me to do that because he just thought it was funny. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, this is a really nice sipper. This. So yeah, we've had some really nice Slovenian beers. I mean, as I say, we'll just go through them again quickly because I think there's a few other people have joined now. So Dragon Slayer Session Hazy IPA, 4% ABV. We have the Forbidden Fruit. This was the Mango Wheat Ale. So look at this, green gold. Yeah, Garden of Eden style stuff. That. Yeah, this one, the Come As You Are from the Nevermind album. Thank you to Panzer for Thingway. Is this the comments from Rodney Trotter? Oh, I've not watched that. I've actually not watched that program in ages, man. Yeah, I always used. My mum used to love that. I really like David Jason. I always found David Jason really funny. Um, but yeah, no, I like this one as well. Never mind Luca swimming around. But yeah, the Hop Princess. Aye, this is the one that I was really excited to try. This. Oh no, it's a hoppy lager. This I thought it was a West Coast IPA. Sorry, I told you lies earlier. This one is yeah, hoppy lager, 4.2% ABV. This one Povodny Mosh, West Coast IPA. This will be really nice. Yeah, this will be really cool. We have the Rocket Queen, which is it just says IPA. So yeah, but I'll need to go on. I'll maybe message Luca and just ask him what hops from these, because this is one of the things I always like with the channel. If you know, which you are not going to encounter all that often. But yeah, 6.9% this. And then we have, I think this one wins the artwork contest, to be honest with you. Although probably some of you will argue that Kashmir probably wins it, which, you know, for some of you maybe it does. Depends what way you swing. Not for me and Harry, you know, the artwork for Kashmir is disgusting these days because, you know, we've converted. So Harry and I, this beer isn't for us. Harry, you're not getting one. Fuck off. But yeah, I'm not having that corrupting your fragile mind, Harry. But yeah, I think this one for me, I think this one wins the artwork. But I also like I do also like the Oil Wars. There's Luca kind of going nuts on the. Is it meant to be a bear? I think it is meant to be like a robotic bear. But this, you know, this really reminds me of Sabaton. If you think of Joachim Broden from Sabaton, this, I think I said that in the video at the time. This one, it really reminds me of that. So this one, these two, I think, win the artwork. I'm not going to let it be Kashmir because, you know, that'll corrupt young Harry's fragile mind back to heterosexuality, you know. I've got gonorrhea, so I just go outside and expose myself for the NHS. Oh dear, dearie, dearie, dear. Love that. It's not going down well with the next door neighbours. Oh dear, this is why I love this guy. I love these comments you get from really no craft beer are just brilliant. Actually, I absolutely love it. Mm. But yeah, no, I have to admit, on the beer tubing scene recently, it has been quite interesting. So what I will say is, on the whole Rodney Trotter sort of thing, wait, there is something in the mix, and it is very comprehensive. It's taken me a little bit of time to put this together, and in honesty, I've been a little, and I'm trying to figure out. I've got a nice screen capture software as well, so I've got some nice things to show you with that too. So yeah, it's just taking me a little bit of time to put this video together. My format has always not been very edit heavy, so I'm still trying to, you know, piss around with these different softwares and things like that. But rest assured, there will be a follow-up. There will be a follow-up, and it will hopefully be quite soon actually. So you will see that that will appear. But you know, who knows? Maybe I'll get thrown in jail by the lawyers or something like that, or the EIE will come to Loon. I'm just, you know, these days I'm just kind of keeping my head down because I live in constant fear of the EIE and, you know, legal persecution and all of this sort of thing. So, you know, terrified for my life just now. I'm also heartbroken that my channel only gets 15,000 views a month. You know, I'm on the happy pills and things for that these days. Life is tough, man. You know, life is absolutely tough. You know, poor little me. Yeah, love it. Love it. Mm. But yeah, you know, as I say, really cool to get these Slovenian beers in. I'm really looking forward to these. It's nice to have some IPAs, and as I say, for those of you who are really into the whole kind of homebrewing thing, I'm not sure how easy it is to get Slovenian hops in your various respective countries and things like this. But you know, have a go with the Slovenian Wolf. It's got a lovely melon flavour to it. The Slovenian Dragon, I've not tried that yet. I'm guessing one of these beers will probably have that in it because, you know, Green Gold, I've got the details of the company up here actually. So Green Gold are in a little area in Slovenia called Savinski, and it's kind of in the north, and Maribor, it's a little place called Celje. And then you've got Lashko as well. Lashko, of course, is one of the quite famous breweries in Slovenia. But yeah, you know, this place This place, Luca, the Green Gold Company, it's the Roynick hop farm, and they're a really, really famous hop farm. So probably these IPAs have got a load of different hops and things in them. So that's why I'm really, really curious about this. I'll need to stick these in the fridge and have them when they're fairly fresh. So probably what I will do is I'll film all the reviews for these and then kind of stockpile them and just publish them as is. But as I say, I'll see if I can maybe send a couple of cans to some of the English guys or something and see if they can make some videos. It shouldn't be too expensive to do that actually. We need to see. I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the other cans there, because I'll probably keep one of each at least over here and do some tasting with some friends here. But yeah, could be a really, really interesting little review set this. But definitely cool to have more Slovenian beers on the channel. And yeah, okay. Oh, we're getting Tasty Tales. Yeah, Tasty Tales are really cool. So yeah, Tasty Tales. It must have been 2014 when I did my little astrochemistry, molecular astrophysics secondment in Leiden University in the Netherlands, because I got some Dutch craft beers, and Tasty Tales, I'm sure, either commented on that or they commented on one of the Trappist videos that I did. But yeah, go and check out Tasty Tales as well. They've got some really nice food and beery videos and things like that. So yeah, check them out. Yeah, cool. So yeah, Real Ale Craft Beer. Are you in Sweden? Yeah, in Sweden. I'm waiting for the EIE to come any minute. Hear a bang at the door. Yeah, Tasty Tales. Yeah, that. I think it was when I was in Netherlands back in 2014. I did a little secondment with Leiden University in the astrochemistry thing, looking at stars and figuring out, using the light fingerprinting, figuring out what they were and things. It's a really interesting area of research and things. You can use. It's really cool actually. I mean, it's very simple in its sort of premise. Basically, you take the same type of sensor that you have in a camera, you just tune it to a different wavelength, and then you can look at all the rotational, vibrational energy levels that you have in a molecule, and you can use that to fingerprint the molecule or the atom, whatever you like, and figure out what stars and the planets are made of. It's a very interesting way of research, and it's when you discover these molecules and you start to piece together how certain stars are related and things like that, and then how you can use that to date the stars as well, figure out how old they are. And yeah, I was reading some stuff recently. The biggest part of research just now is trying to find areas in habitable zones, the orbital areas around stars, the bit where they reckon that liquid water can exist. They're looking for areas where there's phosphate pockets and things, because the new theory is that areas that are rich in phosphate kind of molecules, these are the ones that are most likely to harbour life, because our energy molecules, if you think of adenosine triphosphate, which is used in all the different cycles in the body, the phosphate bond, the PO bond, is one of the most high energy chemical bonds. So this is what they're looking for out in space now. They're looking for areas where phosphate, where phosphate beers are. It's not phosphate beers. That thing would explode in your mouth. Where phosphate. I would have loved to have gone and done my doctorate in the Netherlands actually, but the reason for that at the time was I was coming from a chemistry background, so I didn't have quite enough physics to go and do what I wanted to do. So I came to Sweden and did physics and ended up staying here. But who knows? Doing a PhD in Leiden would be pretty interesting actually. It might be something to look at. But obviously my commitments and things are different. I'm very happy here in Sweden. I don't see haven't really got any inkling. Yeah, sorry, I went off on a tangent there. That was my whole story with Leiden. Yeah, no, it's cool. So Jordy is asking my favourite smoke beer. To be quite honest with you, as I say, I always go on about it's a style that really got me into beer. I haven't tried all that many of them when it comes down to it. I always try to find smoke beers. Whenever I see one, it gets bought and it gets reviewed. So my favourite one probably, it would be the Schlenkerla. Would it be the Urbock or would it be the Eiche? It's very difficult choice, that. One of those two. But the Special, I do enjoy the Brauerei Spezial ones as well. Those are very, very good. You've got Fuji's Heights out in Japan too. They've got a lovely one, and it's a proper light smoky lager actually. Riku, the Eiche is the only correct answer. Yeah, no, I can go with that. I actually had a smoked beer recently that was almost too smoky. It was the double denim from Tempest, because they did a double mash smoke, and that thing. Jesus, that was saturation point. I never thought it would be possible. I always kind of said that is a life work. That is that's a life well lived. That's a good way to go out. Death by garlic or death by Rauchmalt. I'd be quite happy with that. But this one, the double denim from Tempest, that was just an absolute monster of a beer. That really was kind of near saturation point. Just try to keep up with these comments now. So Tasty Tales, fascinating stuff, blows my mind sometimes, and thank you for the recommendation. No worries, no worries. Always happy to give shout outs and things like that. Craig's back now, yes. Eiche is the only correct answer. I did get that, gave me a smile losing it. So yeah, we have at least 2 craft brewers here that have a PhD in microbiology. That's awesome, yeah. I don't know, the thing, I was a bit lazy. I spent my first years in academia at Aberdeen in Scotland, and the reason I went there was because it was the oil city. That was where you went if you wanted to work in chemistry. That's where you went. I was always interested in fuels and pharmaceuticals and stuff like this. So I went to Aberdeen, spent my first couple of years there, went to Heidelberg in Germany, did a project there in organic chemistry, and I really liked Heidelberg, but I fucking hated organic chemistry. It was the group I was in was really good, and I liked the people, but sitting doing column purifications and stuff for 3 or 4 months, I kind of thought to myself, screw doing that for 4 or 5 years for a PhD. It's not happening. I found that I was just like no after that, and that was it was later on in my degree that I discovered astrochemistry and got really interested in that. But it was very computer based. That was the thing, and I obviously I work with coding just now. Do a little bit of English teaching on the side as well, because I've got my teacher's license and things like that, and I do quite like having some interaction with the kids and stuff like that, and I teach some adults as well. Actually, that's quite an interesting challenge. But yeah, as I say, I went to Heidelberg. After that, took a year, went to Australia. When I was out in Australia, I applied to come to Sweden, got here, did my physics and stuff. I just got tired of studying full time, and so yeah, I still need to sort of finish off my physics stuff that's here. But there was, I've not got too much left to do if I want to. I'm doing a little bit of economics, doing Japanese as well at the same time, and obviously working on my Swedish actually. So yeah, lot of stuff going on actually. I've got lots of projects that are kind of semi on the way. Some people say to me, you need to, you really need to focus on some of these projects and just get them all done. But I quite like having a few things to work on at once, because I find I work better that way than just focusing on one thing, because I get pissed off with it if I'm focusing on one thing. But anyway, yeah. Whereabouts in Sweden are you located? I can't tell you because the EIE's after me. Nah, Lund in Skåne, about 10-15 kilometres sort of northeast-ish of Malmö, but don't tell the EIE that, they're after me, What languages do you code with? I really want to do some R and SQL. I quite like the data analysis side of things, so I really want to do that. C, I can't be arsed with. C would just be I'm not going to do C. I really don't see myself doing C unless there's a specific demand for it. But yeah, I did Python as part of my programming training in the uni, and so I'm sort of doing training at the moment in Java as well. So yeah, a little bit of everything. But C, I can't really be arsed with. I'd love to do R and SQL though. That would be the next thing for me. Panzer's like Breaking Bad, the Scottish way. Well, oddly enough, when I was at school, the story from school, my friend and I, we got done. Well, we didn't get done. We got caught making flamethrowers and things like that in the chemistry, the 6th year chemistry room at school in our last year at school. And we got suspended for that for like 3 days or something. Now, oddly enough, it wasn't done on purpose. Genuinely wasn't done on purpose. But when we got suspended from school, um, it was it was the weekend that Grand Theft Auto 4 came out, so I just stayed at home for 3 days and played Grand Theft Auto 4 with Nico. I remember that playing Grand Theft Auto 4 when I was suspended from school. That was fun. That was brilliant. I think I got suspended on like a Wednesday, so I stayed home the Thursday, Friday, and then I had my welcome back to school meeting on the Monday, and it was hilarious when we went in because my friend and I were there, and of course the pair of us are metalheads. We had the long hair. My friend's hair got burnt by these the flamethrowers and stuff because we it was hilarious. That stupid, but it was hilarious. But yeah, we had our welcome back to school meeting, and they were like, "Oh, what would you have done if this had burnt the school down?" And we're like, "Well, it wouldn't have burnt the school down because it was gas. It burns like this." And I still remember this teacher being like, "Yo, but how do you know that you're not qualified in chemistry?" And I remember saying, I was like, "But there was petrol in the cupboard there. There was like hexane in the cupboard. If we really wanted to do damage to the school, we would have used that, and that would have burnt the place down. No bother, you know." I still remember that, and then my dad sitting in this meeting just, laughing, just be like, "Yeah, he's right." So obviously they tried to make that out to be a lot more serious than it was and things like that. So yeah, that was my 6th year of high school. My last year of high school, I got suspended for making flamethrowers and fireballs. We had this. We had one. We had the latex glove, and we filled the latex glove up with gas, and then lit the finger. It was like the Rammstein concerts, but it just had the finger. So we also had a bell jar as well, and the bell jar was fun because you could sit and put the gas in the top of it. And what you did was you put the cork in, left the gas in there, lifted the cork off, lit the top, flipped it upside down, and you get like a big mushroom cloud of fire as well. It was brilliant. And we had, we used to do these Russian accents, and just sort of say, "Oh, we waste Russian gas." I remember that. Don't know why. I actually don't know where the Russian accent thing came from with that, but that was what we used to do. That was what we used to do in school. But our chemistry teacher was brilliant actually, Mr. McGlynn. I remember him. He was brilliant. So yeah, no, that, and the funny thing is, I'm friends on Facebook with a couple of my old teachers, and my favourite subjects at school, it was history, chemistry, and biology was okay, physics was okay, but it was history and chemistry were my favourite subjects at school. And one of my history teachers, I had like 3 or 4 really brilliant history teachers, and I took a picture of my little man. I got him a T-shirt that says "Dad says it's okay," where he does the flamethrower, the chemistry flamethrower thing at some point. And and then I commented that my history teacher commented, said, "Oh yeah, because that ended well," and I just commented, "It's like it did. I got a master's degree in chemistry, so I'm now qualified to blow stuff up." And she just commented back, "I'm glad that you were so inspired at school." And I was just like, "Yeah." So yeah, that was a funny old story from my time at school. Oh, window beer review. Hello, nice window beer review with Thomas. Hello, how's it going? Yeah, I actually don't know if I've watched any. I've heard of this guy before, but I don't know if I've watched any of his videos. I don't know. I'll need to check that out. I'll check your channel out later. I'm sorry, it's not coming to me at the moment exactly who you are. I'll check out your channel a little bit later. Yeah, so it's good. But yeah, no, that was my 6th year of high school. But in fairness, I'd been doing stuff like that for throughout high school, and for those, I think in England the school structure is a little bit different, but in Scotland the way it works is you do 7 years at primary school, and then you do 6 years at high school, and after 4 years of high school you can leave, and the people that do that usually go and just do like non-skip. You can go to university after 5th year if you get a place, and I got a place actually. I could have gone to university in 5th year. I should have, to be honest with you, because I was bored at school. But you can stay on for 6th year, and you can do subjects to a more advanced level. So I did advanced chemistry. I started with advanced history, but the rector at the school cancelled it. Don't know why he did that. Our history teacher was raging at that. I remember big Mr. Ross was furious. This was a guy who used to work in the steel mills in Motherwell. You didn't mess with him. So yeah, it's you didn't mess with him. So yeah, I remember that. And yeah, after 6th year, if you did 6th year, you got a taste of what a subject was like to study at uni. So I did chemistry, and then ended up going to Aberdeen to study chemistry. And Bob's your auntie, there you go. Vanessa, hello. I recognise she's commented on some of my videos recently. I remember, yeah. Hello Vanessa, how are you doing? My worst beer experience. Oof. Let's think. I don't know if I've really had I don't know if I've had a bad beer experience, come to think of it. But I can certainly tell you the worst beer, one of the worst beers that I've tried. I need to look up the name of it now, but this was a video that I did with, it was a video that I did with Casey and Eric. So let me just, I really forget the name, but it's a beer that's brewed in Tokyo. And it tasted like fag ash, it tasted like cigarette ash. Fucking horrible. Sotogami Akihabira. Oh wait, no. Am I going to find this? Yeah, but that was the worst beer I had. So if you go into the channel and search, oh, if I go into playlists, I'll find it because it's in collaboration reviews. I'll find it in there. Where is it? French, Norwegian, Japanese collaboration reviews. There we go. There we go. So, Virgo beer, Oedo Kamedo Red. Yeah, that is the worst beer that I've had. If you go and watch this video, it's about 10 minutes 34 long. I did that with Casey and Eric. That's that's got to be the worst beer I've ever had. It was, you know, my least favourite style of beer, probably, to be honest with you, is the English bitter, our extra special bitter. I've never taken to them. I don't like the kind of, if a beer's going to be grainy and malty, for me it's got to be brown sugar. The best English bitters I've actually had have been Swedish ones. The Bideru bitter from Nynäshamnsång Brewery, and Örebro bitter from Närke Kulta Brewery up in Örebro. Those are the best English bitters I've had. Now I need to be a bit open-minded with that because I should get Craig and Harry to show me some of the good ones, but of course in the supermarkets in Scotland you just get the shitty ones, like you get the big English breweries, so probably there are some pretty decent bitters from some of the very small breweries, but I was never a fan of cask beer either. I don't really like cask beer, to be honest with you. I like keg beer better, and that's just because, you know, I really got into beer on the German stuff, so I prefer the German conditioning to the English conditioning. But that's just me. But yeah, that Oedo Kamedo Red has to be the worst beer thing. So Panzer, if you go into my there's a playlist there, the collaboration reviews, and I think it's number 2, Oedo Kamedo Red, Japanese beer. That is like the beer, and I'm sitting tasting this, and I've just got like no idea what to. I look really awkward in that video because I'm just like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, go and check out that one. Yes. So, Lordum 498, Hood 72. Hello, how's it going? Where are you from, Lordum? I keep seeing you commenting on my videos, and I don't think I've actually asked you where are you from. Whereabouts are you actually from? Rialino. Okay, what's your opinion of the Master of the Hoppits and Simon Martin from Real Ale? My evil twin, myself being Martin Simon from Rialino. Peter, I've met Peter a few times. Peter is a very, very nice guy. I need to go and see him actually. Peter invited me up to Alborg, which is on Øland over on mainland Denmark. So I would like to go him. Peter and I don't know the guy that well, but I would like to get to know him a bit better. It'd be cool to sort of build a closer relationship with Peter. I don't know him. Peter I think's very, very busy. I know that Rob at Hop Scene knows him quite well. But yeah, Peter, on the 2 or 3 occasions that I've met Peter, Peter is a very, very nice guy actually. I really like Peter. So yeah, no, I need to sort of try and build some closer at some point. You know, I'd love to do a bit more collaboration with Peter, but you know, it is actually from where I am, it is a considerable distance to Alborg. I think it's about 5 or maybe 6 hours. So yeah, maybe I'll see if I can set that up with him. Actually, I should drop him a message. I'm friends with him on Facebook and things. It's just one of these things that you'd like to do that you haven't really got round to yet. So yeah, but Simon, you know, I think with Simon, on a personal level, I get on with Simon. I think Simon's very focused on building the numbers for his channel, and it's something that I've never really been interested in. But of course, if you listen to the Hooligan, oh yes, you were talking to me about Swiss beers. Yeah, sorry, brain fart there. Sorry, Lordum. Yeah, you were talking to me about Swiss beers. Something I need to maybe need to organise a box with you or something. Maybe need to send you some monies and get you to mail me a Swiss beer box. That would be awesome. So if you're keen for that, let me know. But yeah, no, Simon. I think Simon's very driven with his goals and wants to to push up the numbers of his channel, and fair play to him. That's what he wants to do. He's yeah, on his videos he's a bit of a showman and things like that. I think yeah, maybe he could do a bit more research for his videos. There's some of the things he says that are just wrong. And I think with an audience that's that size, maybe you have got a little bit of a responsibility to put correct information and things out there. But as a person, Simon is a very Simon's a very nice guy. I met him at Brewskival last year in Helsingborg, and he was saying that he's going to come out this year again, assuming it's on. So probably I will meet up with Simon and do some more, a couple more collaboration videos and stuff. It would be nice to have him appear on my channel and see what he thinks. But yeah, I appeared on 2 of his videos with different, I think it was a Danish beer and a Swedish beer that we did. So yeah, no, Simon's, I get on with Simon. I do get on with Simon quite well. So yeah, that's something we need to do. Yeah, I do like Simon as a person. I think yeah, he's definitely got goals to grow his channel. I've never had that. I just enjoy doing the beer and the sort of social side of it. That's me. That's not what the Hooligan will tell you right enough. Apparently I'm jealous of this guy. Don't know how. Quite funny. But yeah, Simon's a nice guy. Yeah, as I say, people are free to watch what they want. The thing is, my reviews are longer and more comprehensive, but that's just because my head is full of shite. Basically, it's I've always struggled. One of the things I've always struggled with a bit is being concise, because I'm interested in too many things. I always think there's a lot of really interesting aspects to consider. So I'm very good as a person at seeing the sort of the kind of big picture and things like that. But sometimes it's you miss a few details and stuff like that. But Riku's asking when the next finished review will be uploaded. I'm hoping to film one tonight actually, so maybe in the next day or two. As I say, with the finished ones, I need to get on that. I've just been a little bit busy with the with work and things like that. I've got the IPAs, the 3 or 4 IPAs are sitting in the fridge just now. So those need to be. I need to get those drunk while they're still in good condition. Actually, that's a good point. So Riku, I probably will need to. I will need to chat to you a little bit about that and sort of put together the notes and get those filmed in the next 2 or 3 days actually. So yeah, but I'm quite busy with work over the next 3 days actually. There's big projects and stuff just now. So I've been in that mood where I'm just like kind of really be bothered sitting down and doing beer videos, but because on Monday I should have a lot of time and things. But yeah, I want to try and get 2 or 3 finished ones filmed over the next few days. If I had the notes already, because then I would get them filmed quite quickly. Oh, we've got Terry's quick beer reviews as well. Terry, how's it going? So yeah, guys, another shout out to Terry. Terry, I don't know how long Terry's been around actually, but Terry likes to do sort of 2 or 3 minute reviews, and from what I remember, Terry's beer reviews are mainly like proper old school English beers. Terry's into his bitters and his milds and all of these kind of more traditional type beers. That I don't think he's so much into the big West Coasters or the sour beers or anything like that. Terry's more into his kind of real ales than anything else. But a very, very nice guy actually. I'd love to. I don't know where Terry lives actually, but it'd be nice to go and meet Terry and have a wee beer with him actually. But yeah. Yeah, no, I'm on a couple of I'm actually on a couple of Peter's videos actually, and Peter, I don't know if Peter's on 1 or 2 of mine. I think Peter's on my. If you go and look at the Brewskival festival video, Peter I think is on that. Peter and I filmed a couple of things as well. Congratulations, Riku, on that job. So yeah, I guess you're going to have a lot of things. So awesome that actually, but yeah, that'll be quite nice actually. Yeah. So well done, Riku, on the job thing. So Riku, as I've said earlier, Riku is my Finnish beer mule. So now, I think maybe twice a year or something, I'll get Riku to organise a box for me. So I think basically Riku will sort of buy up if he sees like big, imperial stouts or whatever and things that that he thinks I'd be interested in. Maybe he'll buy those up and then they'll get sent down here later on and things. The IPAs and stuff need to be sent fresh. But Riku is my official Finnish beer mule now. So again, yeah, big thank you to Riku for that finish, for the Finnish things. I need to get on that a little bit just now. I'm in the same boat as Riku. There's quite a lot of stuff going on at work just now, and it's just a case of getting through the last week of this month, and then there's a good bit of time freed up. My company is making quite a lot of money out of the China situation at the moment. So we're, it's all systems go, earn as much as you can at the moment, and it's all that. So I'm just working my backside off basically, and just trying to make as much money as possible at the moment. So as I say, congratulations Riku, that's awesome to hear. YouTube, tried any triced beers? A 2 or 3, let me have a little look. I'm sure there's been 2 or 3 triced beers, TRYST. I'm sure I've reviewed a couple. There's the double IPA, number 394, I'm sure I mean, the way to find out is just go on the, just actually go on the channel and search triced, because the beers, they've all got the tags and things. I'm sure, I thought I'd reviewed maybe 2, 3 triced beers, but when I did the search there in the YouTube studio, only 1 came up. So go in there and do a search. I'm sure there's 2 or 3 beers from Triced in Larbert there. YouTube, yeah. So here's Davor. Davor's watching now. So yeah, Davor is my Slovenian beer mule. So yeah, as I've told you before, Davor sent me, I think, is it 2 or 3 boxes? I'm sure he sent me one to Scotland, and I think he's sent me one to Sweden, maybe 2. I always get confused because, like I say, I met Davor in Munich with my cousin. Davor brought me a couple of Slovenian beers then, and I was saying I want to arrange another box with him. Davor's been watching the film since the channel since the first Slovenian beer, very loyally actually. Davor's very into his Belgian beers, so he sent me 1 or 2 Belgian beers up with his thing. Davor's got a cellar, I think, that's a bit ridiculous actually, because I think he sent me an Untapped list recently, and I was looking through what was actually in his cellar. Davor's got some ridiculous beers, come to think of it. But yeah, Davor's very into his Belgian beers, and he sent me a box of Slovenian beers, 2018, 2017, something like that. So yeah, Davor is pretty much responsible for all of the Slovenian beers that you've seen on the channel so far, bar the Pellets on Third Pill, which just appeared in Cornelius in Edinburgh one time. So yeah, that was how he discovered the channel. But yeah, I'm hoping maybe, I don't know about this year, but I really want to get down to Slovenia and go to some of the Slovenian beer festivals. Like Davor's trying to hook me up with all the brewers and things like that down there. So yeah, you might even see the first Rampant Lion collaboration beer, because I know that there's 1 or 2 of the brewers down there that want to do some collaboration brews, like brewing a Scotch ale or something. That would be awesome. So yeah, pretty cool. So I like Raj. So YouTube is like, I like the Raj. I buy them local here, and there was a whole batch, I'm sure were not right, tainted somehow. I've had, sometimes you get that from some of the beers. That's one of the biggest problems with the whole kind of craft beer thing in Scotland, especially some of the traditional breweries. A lot of the beers, they just don't know how to handle them in the correct ways. So the distribution system for some breweries it works very well. For the bigger boys like Fierce and 6 Degrees and things like that, they know how their beer has to be going. But if it comes to the real ale boys, a lot of them are selling their beers to the kind of corner shops and things like that, and they're sitting on shelves rather than sitting in the fridges and stuff like that. So they're not the best conditioned and things. But yeah, I have had 1 or 2 incidents where some of the beers have tasted a little bit off, like a little bit oxidized and things like that. So it could be down to bad sealing. I mean, I don't know how big a brewery Triced actually is. I don't know what volume they're producing. Mm. But yeah, I mean, I need to figure out when my next visit to the motherland is going to be. There's a few. I want to get a few more overtone beers when I'm home next time, because there's a couple of their IPAs that I think would be really interesting to review. I've done two so far, but I really want to get out to Yoker, DD on the bus man. I really want to get out to Yoker and have a look at their brewery actually, and see what they've got, buy a few things, and review some of their different beers. Vault City, I need to get a few more of their things as well, and also, shit, I also, there's a few other. The other one that I want to get hold of are the Williams Brothers Tall Boy cans. So yeah. Hmm. So yeah, do you think we might see collaboration with single malt distilleries and craft brewers? Potentially. I mean, the thing I think the difference you've got there is the geography. A lot of the distilleries are of course out on the west coast and things, and most of the breweries tend to be. I think the vast majority of the breweries these days are in the central belt. They're kind of around that area. I don't know. In fairness, there is a fair few breweries in Speyside, and when you think about how long they've been around, surely if something like that was going to happen on a bigger scale, we would have seen it by now. But I think what happens really is that some of the breweries really just buy some of the old kegs from the distilleries. I think that's what happens. I don't see the kind of need, if you like, for a brewing collaboration unless some of the distilleries specifically want to brew a certain style of beer. I mean, the whole barrel aging thing in Scotland, that's Innocent Gun territory. There's not many other breweries that are overly interested in that, because Innocent Gun sort of planted the flag there and made that theirs. That's the other thing. So yeah, Relay No Craft Beer. I ordered some beers from Vault City in Scotland recently. I've had beers from my local bottle shop previously, and they're an amazing brewery. Yeah, no, Vault City, in my opinion, Vault City are definitely going places. It's quite cool to see that Scotland has a properly dedicated sour beer brewery these days. I think that's quite exciting actually. So yeah, YouTube, certainly makes sense, marketing sense for Innocent Gun, at least. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I can see that, but I don't know how the trademark law and the breweries, when they barrel age stuff, they talk about it being Isla casks and Speyside casks and things like that. So I see lots of Scottish single malt whisky casks here in Dutch craft breweries. That's interesting, actually. I need to go and meet up with the guys from the Dutch Beer Collective and things, and I need to go and meet with some of these guys, with those guys, with Remy, Gerben, and Thomas. I need to go and meet with them, and film some collaborations and stuff like that. That's something that's definitely on the cards. Maybe we can meet up as well, Tasty Tales. That would be quite cool, actually, because I know you've been watching the channel for a good number of years. But yeah, that's interesting to know that it's Scotch whisky barrels, because I know that most of the breweries here in Sweden, it's bourbon. They bring in bourbon barrels from the States actually. See, I'm thinking of the way that guest ales from the likes of Brewdog get marketed. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, some of them. That could be an interesting thing. It'd be interesting to have a barrel aged project. Have one base imperial stout, and then do a sort of series where it's different casks from different distilleries or something. That could be an interesting point actually. If you've got one brewer that just brews a shitload of imperial stout and then ages it in different casks and things, but that you have to think about the space that's going to need to let it age for 6 months or a year, and then you've got the cost of these beers and things as well. So that would be the interest. That really would be the interesting thing. So that if you did that as a little mini set, maybe 100 milliliters, you did it in very, very small bottles, like 100 milliliters of different types of whiskey and things like that. Lowland, Speyside, Highland, Island, Isla. You did things like that. You had a little thing where you've got barrels. That could be an interesting project to do. But as I say, it's the only ones maybe I think with the infrastructure to do that. Maybe when I think about it, Williams Brothers could do it, but they're basically a session beer brewery. Harveston could do it. I don't know what capacity they have, but they're getting a bit more adventurous in different styles. Who else could do it? Fierce could do it probably. They've got a fairly decent facility. Brewdog obviously have got enough space to do it. Who else? I don't know if Tempest maybe at their new brewery could do it. I think maybe Stewart Brewing potentially could do it as well. But Stewart Brewing are mainly an IPA. I need to figure out maybe late this year, early next year could be a shout to go down to the Netherlands and meet up with the Dutch Beer Collective guys. There's one brewery in Finland that also make whiskey. I believe they've used their own barrels to age. That'd be quite interesting. One of the things that's really interesting, I know in the Ural Mountains out in Russia, there's quite a few Ural Mountain whiskey distilleries out there. And when I first encountered Russian beer at the Malmö Russian Beer Festival back in 2020, I had a warehouse full of bourbon and whiskey. I'm not surprised, De Molen are pretty big. I think that was the festival that Thomas and Gerben and Remy invited me to was the De Molen Festival. But the problem was I've got a friend getting married in the States at the time that that's on, so going out there, that would have to be next year, that would have to be 2021. But I said to the Dutch guys that if there's another beer festival that they quite fancy going to, buy me a ticket and I'll come down. So yeah, that'll be something. So I'd love to meet those guys. They've been great supporters of my channel, and yeah. So for those of you watching, go and videos down there. What beers have you tried from Vault City? So you've had the Sour IPA version 1, version 2, Peach and Nectarine Sour, the Apricot Sour, and the Strawberry Skies. Strawberry Skies I'd be interested in. I've had the yeah, that's at Boref's. That was what they invited me to. But yeah, from Vault City, I've had the Iron Brew Sour, and I've had I think it was the version 1 Sour IPA. I've had that. So yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting. Noticing the quality of the video isn't the best at the moment. Wonder what's going on. The internet's being a bit shitty, maybe. But yeah, no, Boref's, to go down to Boref's, that would be a goal. I mean, I'd love to go down to. I need to go down to Belgium and visit some of the Trappist brews and things. Have some Belgian beer. So yeah, no, I need to go and have some Belgian beer at some point. So yeah, Brouwerij destroys it. I think it was Remy that was telling me that's very close to him, because I think the three guys are dotted around different places in the Netherlands. They meet up every so often, but I'm sure it was Remy that was telling me he is very close to Destroyze Brawlers in Belgium. So yeah, that's definitely something that we would cross the border for. And so Borefts is oh right, well, maybe from a selfish perspective that's a good thing. I can go and meet the guys. I can go and meet the guys next year actually, and go down there. So what dates is that normally? That'd be good. Been to Shime adds to the experience. Yeah, no, it'd be cool to go down to Shime and have a little look. The missus, one of her favourite beers is the Tripel, the white one from Shime. Yeah. So Yemi's in Utrecht. Okay. Train from Leiden out to Utrecht. I still remember that. It was unbelievable how cheap the trains were in Leiden. You could go to Den Haag, or you could go to Amsterdam for like €5 from Leiden. It was cheap as chips. It was crazy. Loved that about the Netherlands. The trains were brilliant. Although I suppose, come to think of it, with the amount of money that we earn here in Sweden, our trains are fairly cheap for what they are, especially if you buy the monthly ticket. I mean, I can get a monthly ticket for the whole region here for like €80. You absolutely kind of, that card, you rape the shit out of that card, if the train card, if you have it. But yeah, end of September. That could be, if that's a weekend shot, that could be doable for next year. As I say, I've got my friend's wedding at the start of September. But yeah, if I can get flights, if there's dates released for that, I will go down to the Netherlands. I'll talk to Thomas and Remy and stuff, and I'll talk to Thomas and Remy, and yeah, went to La Trappe too. The missus was delighted. I'm not sure whether that's a sarcastic comment, because I know my missus loves my missus loves the Belgian beers actually. She's really into the quads and the tripels, come to think of it. But yeah, do you reckon we're going to get some good deals on beer after lockdown? I've no idea. I really don't know. We're not on lockdown in Sweden, and we get, to be quite honest, we get very good deals on craft beer here in Sweden anyway. The prices that we pay for craft beer are pretty ridiculous, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, no, we get some really good deals here, come to think of it. I really don't know what's going on with the video quality with this feed actually. I really have no idea. I miss Systembolaget. Yeah, Systembolaget's awesome actually. I do like that. Where are you, Panzer? Are you in Denmark? Are you over the water in Denmark? But yeah, no, the prices that we pay for beer in Systembolaget are ridiculous. Connection's kind of shaky. Let me just have a little look at this then. Okay, not sure what's going on with that. That's weird. Yeah, there's something a bit weird going on with the thing. It's not the 5. We've got a 5G network, and the 5G network for some reason has disappeared. But it's got the original kind of normal network. I don't know what's going on with the 5G, because the 5G network would be smooth as hell basically. That's a bit strange actually, but I see on the computer the video quality actually looks as if it is a bit better now. It's weird. Don't know. Maybe just resetting it has done the trick, yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about that last time, didn't we? We need to set up a you need to become my Norwegian beer mule, actually. Yeah, we need to talk about that. If you are keen for that, as I say, I'd be very interested to do what I did with Riku and send some money up to you and have some beer be muled down to Sweden. That would be awesome if you don't mind doing that. Yeah, cool. So YouTube, how much is a supermarket? Well, that's the thing in Sweden. We don't have beer in the supermarket as such. We've got anything above 3.5% has to be sold in Systembolaget. And you know, these cans of beer, these IPAs that you see me drinking, the Universum, the PKLK, the Stigbergets, you're talking about 50 kroners, roughly 50 kroners for those, and that's about £4 for a big 440. Whereas if you went to England, I know that I was asking Craig about this the other day, Kent Beer Reviews, you're going to pay about £7 or £8. Yeah, where when you were talking about the EIE, did you mean every inner escapade? That's just me and Harry. Harry and I at Blue Nose, we're into some really dirty shit, really, you know. We really are. You know, I feel, you know, it's really just, it's playing on my mind 24/7 that Harry and I have been exposed for what we are. You know, a couple of gays just wanting to live our life, but we know the firm are after us and things. We're living constantly in fear, you know. But you know, Harry and I, as I say, Harry and I are into some kinky shit, you know. We really are. So for a 440 can, about 50 crowns, so like £4 something, which is, you know, about €4.50, I guess. To buy a beer in the bars here, it depends where you go, because if you go to Malmö Taproom, you can have their home beers, and that costs you about 70 crowns for a 400ml of their own stuff, which is really worth it. But if you buy some of the other craft things from the other breweries, even in Skåne, the local breweries, that can cost you like 120 kroners, and that's like £10 for 400ml. When I go to Taproom, I always drink their own stuff. It's just how I do it. But yeah, if you go to a normal bar, you're talking about 80 crowns or 90 crowns for, you know, one of the Brooklyn beers or a Staropramen or something. To be honest, it's not worth it. When I go out to the pubs, you know, I go on the Cola Zero. I like being in the pub for the social side of it. Outside of the beer videos and the live streams and stuff, I don't drink beer. Like, I won't, unless I'm going to a pub to do some filming and things. I very rarely drink beer. For me, I always drink beer at the breweries. Always. If I drank beer outside of the videos, I honestly think I would get bored of it. So yeah, but that's just me. So Carlson's like, to compare Sweden to Norway and Sweden, Omnipollo is around £4 in Sweden and 8 to 9 in Norway. I don't remember Norway when I was buying some of the stuff from Vinmonopolet. I don't remember it being too madly expensive. I'm trying to remember what I bought. I think I bought a Conrad stout from Lervig because that was one that I always wanted to try, and it doesn't make it outside of Norway too much. But you know, there's so many good breweries in here. There's Ekati, there's Lindeholms, there's Servicium, Amundsen, Lervig. You know, there's a lot of other good breweries in Norway now that are doing good stuff. That I'd love to review the Norwegian beers more regularly. Like I said, it's just we don't get so much of their stuff. It'd be cool to live up on the Swedish Norwegian border. You'd have a very good selection of beers there actually. So yeah, to compare, 5G going wild, stealing all the oxygen. Yeah, I think that's the hooligans that do that. But I've actually, in fairness, I've not visited. Come to think of it, I've not visited too many breweries. I always like, for me, a little bit of a nostalgia thing would be the Kulturbrauerei and Vetters in Heidelberg. I really want to get back to Heidelberg and film those two places because they were, they're sort of nostalgic for me. That's the first time when I really got into the German beers, the Helles and the Dunkels and stuff like that. I loved my time in Heidelberg. So Vetters and Kulturbrauerei really have a bit of a special place for me. I always enjoy Schlenkerla as well. As I say, I wish I'd filmed there. I need to get back. I'd love to go to Bamberg in the summer and have a few days and just film around the place and just show people what that's like. That would be awesome to do a little Bamberg beer tour video and do something like that. I've been to Toppling Goliath in the States, which I would suspect not many beer bloggers would go to just because of where it is. It's in the middle of nowhere. Three Floyds was pretty cool. They were just shitty that I wanted to film, so I need to go back there and just film without asking them. I'll do that next time. I need to go out and see Jesse in Chicago. Go to Three Floyds and try Robert the Bruce on tap. Jesse sent me Robert the Bruce for review number 13-14, which was awesome. But my favourite, I don't know. That's a very difficult question, to be quite honest, about my favourite brewery visits. I've really not done enough to give you a proper answer to that. I'd love to think about that more now because I'm doing. I'm actually filming out and about reviews. I'm thinking of investing in a new camera at some point in the future. That's a bit better for filming. An interesting point going forward, actually. So yeah, dare I say that there is an equivalent to Witherspoons outside the UK? Well, in Sweden there's Bishop's Arms. There is Bishop's Arms, but they've got a good selection of things. It's like a proper English pub. For some reason they're into the English pubs over here. I don't know why it's become such a popular phenomenon, to be honest. There's also O'Leary's, which is like an Irish American type sports bar sort of thing. So those are the two big sort of chain bars over here. Tubes like I forget if it's the quadruple or the triple I've had from them, but I want to review the other one at some point soon. Riku is saying that Omnipollo Noah was €11 in Finnish alcohol. Yeah, we paid like 60 or 70 crowns for that, so about €7. So yeah. Hardy Archburst. Oh yeah, these dudes have been watching my channel for ages. I've really enjoyed your videos over the years. Ah, yeah, Forgotten 43 Brewery in New Zealand. Yeah, I really want to get back to New Zealand and have some of the beers there. I remember. I'd love to go down and work in New Zealand for a year or two and just explore the place and do some beer tourism and things like that. That's a possibility. I mean, the line of work that I'm in, literally I can bugger off and do as I want. And I think the missus probably could be convinced of that. Our baby, the little guy, is still quite young, and it might be possible. I don't know. Could be interesting to rent a wee camper van and spend a couple of months around New Zealand. Who knows? Don't know how possible that is, but yeah, New Zealand. Absolutely loved the place when I was there. Always pick up a couple of Noahs in Sweden, Riku. Yeah. So we're supposed to fly out to Austin, Texas this weekend. Oh, Jester King, that would have been awesome. I might have had to ask you to take me a few bottles back and then send you money for postage to send them up here. The Jester King, I would love. I've got good friends in Texas. Going to visit Jester King would be good. I've actually got a friend getting married in Texas at the end of October, I think it is. So I don't know if that's possible to go out there for a few days. That's maybe something to look at. Yeah, if you want to extend, you need to check out Extra Gourmet online shop. Yeah, that's a good shout, Davor. I might need to talk to you about that at some point. Like getting some more Belgian beers. Yeah, some Belgian beer. Yeah, I need to get some of that done. I do. We get some rants a couple of months, to be honest. Yeah, no, I enjoy the Belgian beers. That was something that I neglected on the channel for quite a long time actually, and really got more into it in recent times. I just said like I need to review more Belgian beers, and I did it, and it wasn't really a nice surprise. I mean, I know the quality of Belgian beers, but it was something that I've really enjoyed doing. Flanders Reds, I love the Flanders Reds. I love the Tripels. I love the Quadrupels. I need to get a few more of the. I need to try a few more Belgian saisons, some of the original saisons and stuff. Saison de. So yeah. Until lockdown, a couple of times a month. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Riku lives within about an hour and a half of the Swedish border actually. So yeah, Riku can jump across to Sweden normally. I thought that's what he was going to do with the beer box that he made me, was just drive over the border and post it there, but he couldn't. It got sent through. It went a really strange route. It went away down to, I forget if it was Turku or Helsinki, but then it came into Stockholm and then was transported down. It got here very, very fast actually. I'd love to come down to New Zealand, Taranaki, New Zealand. I need to look up exactly where that is actually. But yeah, no, the New Zealand beer scene is awesome. I've always been a big fan of the New Zealand hops, the Rakas, the Riwakas, Waiti, Maltere, Maltiki, all of these kind of things. I'd love to go down and explore New Zealand a little bit more. I had a really nice. I was only there for about 10 days, but yeah, New Zealand. I was only on the North Island. I would love to go down there and explore a little bit again. But as I say, I'm in a good line of work now where I can pretty much go. Anything else? So somebody's asking what the issue with the beer hooligan is. Basically, if you want, don't worry, there will be a comprehensive thing coming out. There will be a comprehensive thing. I got sick of his shitty behaviour on the internet. So yeah, keep an eye out for a comprehensive video coming out if you want to see that. So yeah, but basically we'll see how that goes. You will see a comprehensive thing on the hooligan coming out. So eyes peeled. Garage Project is very, very good. Alright, nice to see you, Johan. Very nice to have you on the live stream. Remember, we used to get their stuff quite regularly over here we used to get their stuff over here quite regularly in Sweden, but I think that's been about 2 or 3 years since it's been quite a few. I think it's been 2 or 3 years actually since I have had a Garage Project beer. I saw them when I was in Hong Kong, and to be honest, I probably should have bought one to actually have a look at. But yeah, the Garage Project were always a very, very good. The Garage Project were always a very, very good brewery. I always enjoyed their. That was a very, very nice one, actually. So yeah. No, that's that. Death from Above was an awesome beer. Was that not based on some kind of Vietnamese spicy rice curry type dish or something like that? I remember that was a very, very nice beer actually. So yeah. Very nice actually. Yeah. Cool. But yeah. Other than that, there's been a thing in Sweden. There's been a thing over the last. There's a group on Facebook called Ölbryggare I Sverige. And there's a guy on there, Magnus, who has a thing. His site is called, if I pronounce it correct, it's called Urfiltrerat. So basically his blog name is Unfiltered if you want to translate it. This guy, I think this guy has a sort of mole inside Systembolaget or everything, because he always posts the blog of the release lists and stuff like this from Systembolaget about a week or so before everybody else has them. But they've changed the to be this Friday we were supposed to get them, but instead of that we're actually getting the beers now on the 5th. I think it is on the 5th of 5th of May. So they've been delayed about a week or so actually. until they come out. So it's a bit of a shame, but that's just kind of that's just how it goes, you know. So as I say, this whole virus thing, there hasn't been a list. Let me have a little look on System. There hasn't been a list of the local. Actually, yeah, it was still tillfällig assortment 3rd of April. Let's see. Ofield Trerat. Let's see if King Magnus has posted anything. I really like his site actually. There's some really good beer blogs out here in Sweden actually. As I say, they're all in Swedish, right enough. But yeah, what's he got under April? April, 7 articles. So Systembolaget. Oh, he's got another. Somehow Magnus has got a hold of the list. I don't know if this has even been published. They always put like an Excel file on the Systembolaget website and say what they're getting. But this is a very small. It's a very small one. This. So yeah, we have the Ode to Beer Cell Rhabarb Lambic, the rhubarb. That'll be a rhubarb lambic. Brasserie Saint Sylvestre Beer Nouvelle, and we have Stockholm Brewing Gin and Tonic Sour, Collective Arts Blueberry Sour Chocolate. That could be interesting. I need to decide whether I want to try that. And we've also got the Eyinger Frühlings beer. Don't know if I've tried that one, but that could be that one to take a look at actually. Let's have a little look on the Lanceringsdatum. Because we actually get, I have to say that about Systembolaget, we actually do, we get some really cracking beers through them. I know people have a go at Systembolaget, but I think if you're going to have a state-run system, I have to admit, I think it's pretty damn good actually. So I checked out the 6th of May. What are we getting on the 12th of May? Come to think of, because the tillfällig assortment, the temporary assortment that we get, it's usually got wine. There's definitely different stuff on Thingway. So yeah, on the beer front, we are getting a beer from Pivovar Schenk, which is Slovakian. Okay, that could be quite interesting. We are getting, is that? Oh no, that's a wine. We're getting the Founders KBS. I've had that a few times. Probably won't get that again. We're getting Waldo's Triple. I've had that before from Lagunitas. Good beer, but again, I've tried it. Thomas Hardy's Historical 13.1. That could be interesting. What else are we getting? Where's the Ul category? We're getting Lagunita Wet Hopped IPA, 7.4%. So Saison DuPont Dry Hopped. I'm curious about this because, as I say, I want to try some more saisons and things like this. I really want to try some more saisons. So we'll see about that one. I need to decide about that. I'd like to try the original. The Italo Pills from Stockholm Brewing. Lorelei, again, I've had that from Omnipoil. I don't see the need to brew it again. If I'm going to get a beer like that, I'd rather order something that I've not had from the free market over the water. Show bitter. Yeah, I don't know. And that's it. So yeah, there's 6 beers coming in on the 12th. I mean, the one that interests me most there is the Schenk, the Slovakian beer, because yeah, you're not going to find too many Slovakian beers. I think I've only ever done one Slovakian beer on the whole channel. They've not released on the local and Småskaligt. Yeah, there's nothing listed on local and Småskaligt yet. They don't have the beers are getting released on the 4th of May this year, and they've still not put the list out there. Maybe they don't know at the moment, come to think of it, what's there. But yeah, we've got some more comments. Do you have any other bad habits? No, don't smoke. I don't smoke. I don't really do anything else, to be honest with you. As I say, I don't really drink outside the beer videos. That's it. That's it for me. Just as I say, a little bit of beer, a little bit of sake sometimes. Yeah, sometimes a little bit of whiskey. Always get the KBS. I don't know. As I say, I've never, to be quite honest, I've never felt the need to. And yeah, I can understand the argument that they are different. But if I've tried KBS once or CBS once, I'm just like, okay, that's fine. That's me pretty satisfied, to be honest. You know, I would try it again if I went to the Founders Tap Room in Detroit or up in Grand Rapids. That would be a cool little brewery visit actually, to go up to the original founder's place at Grand Rapids. That would be an interesting little beer trip actually. But yeah, no, that would be an interesting one. I need to, as I say, I need to get back to Chicago and have a little look at some of the other breweries out there and things, and see how that turns out. So yeah, no, that would be quite cool. Need to see what's going on out there. I had a couple of Serbian beers from Dogma, promising but not quite there yet. I've never heard of Dogma actually. How do you get those? How do you get those Serbian beers? What's my whiskey? That's a good point. I'm not that well versed in whiskey, to be honest with you. My dad likes a bit of whiskey. I mean, I can sort of appreciate all of them, to be honest. A bit of Talisker Darkstorm every so often is quite a nice one. The reason he's got that was because a German friend of mine wanted it brought over when I was in Heidelberg. So my dad's got a bottle of Talisker Darkstorm that's sat there for a wee while. Oh, Vinman. All right, okay. That's interesting that Serbian beers are making it up to Norway. That's like the Chilean one that Riku got me from Alco actually. It's really interesting. I need to try and get some more Icelandic stuff as well, because I know there's a couple of new breweries up in Iceland have been kicking off. But when I stopped over there, I didn't get my bag out, because I need to go up to Iceland and visit Fabrizio and Tatiana up there. It'd be nice to get up there for a long weekend or something and say hello to them. So yeah, what's my favourite stout? Ooh. Honestly, I can't even think. Had some ridiculous stouts. One of the best ones I've had in recent times, it would either be the Key or the Sidamo Dimtu from Dugis down in Gothenburg. They are up in Gothenburg for me, down for you. So yeah, Dugis Brewery would be one of my. They would probably be my sort of favourite stout thing. Yeah. I'm an Isla man. Yeah, Isla whiskey. I need to, again. That's somewhere I need to go. I've never been out to Isla. One of my best friends from school is his family are all from Isla, so I need to go out there with him at some point and just have a wee explore. That could be an interesting thing, is to go down there and film a few things around the whiskey distilleries. That could be a nice little as well. I've got a good palate obviously, but I'm not as well versed in whiskey and things like that. It'd be cool to do a bit of research beforehand, make notes on the distilleries and see. But Isla, Kilchoman, I went to a whiskey tasting at university in Aberdeen. There was a whiskey tasting society, and there was Kilchoman, where I always really liked their stuff. They're very, very nice. Very nice whiskey distillery, come to think of it. So yeah. I've actually got a good friend who I went to university with who really got into his whiskey tasting, and I could basically go and spend the day in his apartment one time and film, and just bring him a bottle or two of Swedish whiskies. So I need to look into that. That would be cool to go there, but obviously that would be a very, very heavy day. And I need to make sure he's got a good pizza takeaway or something so that I would actually survive that. Oh, right, we have Gian Loria from California. Nice, that's cool that the live stream is reaching from Sweden all the way across to the west coast of the States. Cool. The Icebox German beer review, that's a bit of an old one, that. That's a bit of an older. I'm glad you liked the video, and yeah, I need to get some more German beers on the channel for you. That's something that's been neglected for the last little while. That's the last one I remember doing was the Buddleship beer. There's a lot of new wave German craft brewers popping up now. I'm telling you lies, it would have been one of the Frau Gruber ones. Don't know when we'll see their beers next at some point. But yeah, no, definitely cool that the live stream's reaching out in California. I need to think how much longer I'm gonna stay on. I've got some homework to do. So yeah, I'm studying, as I've said. Studying a little bit of Japanese, because obviously I got the Japan and things. So I've got some handwritten exercises to do, and I'm actually very good. I'm very good at reading the characters and stuff like this. But it's just when it comes to handwriting them, you know, handwriting these characters is just a pain in the hole. I hate having to handwrite Japanese. I can type it, no problem, but having to handwrite the Japanese, I absolutely hate that stuff. It's my grammar. My teacher always says my Japanese grammar is very good, and I'm very good at like typing stuff and typing essays, but I hate the handwriting. I really cannot stand that. So yeah, all out of Amar and workday tomorrow. So I'm out of here. Thanks for another interesting live stream. I'll check the prices. Yeah, no, that'd be awesome, Carlson. Yeah, if you could do that and you can become my Norwegian beer mule, that would be awesome. I'd love to get some of the more random Norwegian stuff. So yeah, that's it. Oh, Harry Thweety, my Thweety Harry's here. That's nice. Yeah, but yeah, take it easy, Panzer, and we'll see you on the next live stream. So yeah, cool. But yeah, no, we've got my Thweety Harry here. So for those of you who've not heard, Harry and I are now having extramarital. Well, we're not. According to certain hooligans, being gay is some sort of insult. So yeah, Harry and I are now in a loving relationship. We are in a loving relationship, and mainly it's a comfort thing because we're very uncomfortable with how many views and things we're getting. We're very insecure, so we sort of build each other up and we sort of comfort each other that I'm only getting 15,000 views a month and however many Harry's getting. So yeah, we comfort each other, and we've got a nice wee sort of thing going. It's magic. It's absolutely magic. So yeah, cool. So yeah, Jan Laureate. So just started to get into craft quality beers. Starting off with the Germans, Spaten Doppelbock. Oh, what's the Spaten Doppelbock called again? I can't remember. I don't know if that's one that I still need to review. Optimate. No, I have had the Spaten one. The Optimator. Enjoy the Spaten Optimator. Doppelbocks for me. I love the Doppelbock beer style. It's really very nice. The Optimator. Yeah, Spaten Optimator, yeah. That's a very, very good beer. Oddly enough, if I'm thinking of the right one, I think the Spaten Optimator, I'm sure I found that in Japan. I'm sure that was actually in my girlfriend's local supermarket for some reason. That was the first time I ever saw the Spaten Optimator. So yeah, no, that was a really, really weird find, just to find the Spaten Optimator. What do you make of the Carly Spade? I've never tried it. Never tried. I don't know. Have I actually ever tried carling? I honestly couldn't tell you if I've ever tried carling. Come to think of it. Yeah. So just subscribed. Cool. Ah, right. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Side. It's nice. That Leffe video actually seems to be quite a popular one. That I'm not sure exactly why. Some videos really take off. Some of them don't. Certain ones seem to become pretty popular, like my Augustiner Lager beer review, and the Leffe one seems to be really popular. There's a few. So yeah, I don't know why that particular review is so popular, because I've done Leffe Blanc, and there's also I did a review of Leffe Bruin as well. So the blonde one turned out to be really, really popular, and then the Bruin one wasn't. I think it's to do with the algorithms, how many views you get within the first X number of hours or something like that. The way that these algorithms work is quite interesting. But yeah, the Leffe review seems to be quite a popular one. So yeah, Side, nice to have you on the channel. I hope you enjoy some of the other videos as well. Oh, look at my Harry, my babe sorting me out. Oh, he's going to send me a wee case of carling. That's awesome. Absolutely love it. It's a wee thing. But yeah, no, Harry's my babe's looking out after me. My babe's looking out after me. Leffe is a wonderful. Yeah, I've had Leffe on draft a few times. A Leffe draft is very, very nice. Leffe, I think you can get that. The Bishop's Arms in Lund had that here quite recently. Come to think of it, so yeah, that's quite an interesting one. This is weird, actually. I don't know what's going on with my clock on this phone. I actually don't know how long I've been on. I think I've been on since about 7:30 or 8:30, I think. So yeah, I've been on since 8:30. So we're coming up 2 hours. It's coming up 10:30. So yeah, I'll probably sign off at the 2 hour mark. We'll need to see. Was just watching your bird review from 2013. Yeah, that one. That was. So when you watch some of the old videos, some of the very first ones, you go back and you're just like, what the fuck was I talking about there? I'm always tempted to go back and kind of redo some of these videos, but I'm always kind of the opinion, do it once, that's your original opinion and things like that. So maybe, maybe I'll do I can't remember, it might be cool to go and do a kind of pills, a Budvar review in Budějovický Budvar, something like that. I need to go and check out or České Budějovice, sorry, that's the name of the city, České Budějovice. I need to go and have a little look at the city there. Czech is a beautiful country. I'd love to go and spend a little bit more time there and review some of their traditional beers. Lots of lager beers, actually, of course. In Germany, you've got Helles, Dunkel, Schwarzbier. And in Czech, you've got the Svetli, which I think is the Helles, the Letsak, which is the amber beer, that's more like a Vienna lager, Černý, which is like a Dunkel, and then you have Tmavy, which is like a Schwarzbier. So yeah, lots of lager beers and things like that in the Czech Republic. I need to review some more traditional Czech beers. So I don't know if there's a good mail order site from Czech actually that I could ship a bunch of them up here, but I'd love to do. Be cool to once I've got my car up and going and things like that, maybe I can take a wee drive down there and fill it up. That would be quite cool. A pint of Budvar and watched. Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm glad you enjoyed it, dude. It's that's one of the things. As I say, I always enjoyed learning about the history of places. I was talking about that earlier in the stream. How I'm a little bit. When you're doing these videos, people seem to appreciate it if you, if you show them a little bit. If you talk a little bit about the local area and things like that. That's how you get people that are, very interested in the beer reviews and stuff. That's how I met Davor, Riku. I think he discovered the channel through something else. You meet some very interesting people through doing these beer reviews, and people are willing to show you around their local areas. It's great. So Tervisex, you're from Estonia. Yeah, no, I'm going to Estonia in August. I've got a very good friend who's getting married in Tallinn. I've been out there before. Been to Tallinn and Tartu, and I've been out to Estonia. Estonia is a wonderful little country. I love it. But Estonia is interesting. About 1.2, 1.3 million people. About 1 million ethnic Estonians. And the way that country has recovered since since communism and things, Estonia has done a wonderful job of building itself up. I've got a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for Estonia. I love Estonia as a country. Brilliant wee place. One of my best friends at Uninar, as I say, he was from Tallinn, and I was there in April 2013. Beautiful little place. Love Estonia. I was there before all the craft beer scene was kicking off actually. So I do. When I go back there, I've definitely got some filming plans for like Puast and Pohjola, and of course I want to explore some of the other ones that are not quite as well known. So there's some very good beer. Estonia is a very good beer country these days. I know Ulenalt, Lea Prulikoda, there as well. It's not coming to my mind at the moment though. But yeah, Estonia's got some very, very good craft beer actually. Is there a particular beer you want to try but just can't get? There's not a beer that I'm really like, oh, I must try this. But the one that I've been very lucky because of supporters of the channel. I've been able to try Trillium. I've been able to try Treehouse. I've tried Alchemist because I found them in Copenhagen. I would love to try the one that I've not had. I think one of the big ones that I've not had is Pliny, to do one of these all the way around the world tickets or something. But Pliny the Elder would be one. I'd love to have a go at that. Just the classic West Coast IPA. Have a go at Pliny the Younger and Pliny the Elder. And there's a couple of people who've been telling me I need to have a go at the Dogfish Head, the 90, 120, 60-minute IPAs, that series of beers. I need to do that at some point. Those are probably the minute IPAs from Dogfish Head and the Elders, the two Plinies from Russian River. They would be awesome to check out. Otherwise, that could be otherwise not really that bored. It'd be Sinafu, or whatever it's called, from Cigar City would be an interesting one too. But I've just not seen that. I mean, for me, it's more about trying different beers from different countries. I love, for me, I'm always like, if I go to Hungary, I know that there's some really good beers down in Hungary these days. So I need to go down to Hungary and just go to a beer shop and just say, guys, just recommend me stuff. As many different breweries. I just want to try one from each of the different breweries and see how it goes. I want to try more Russian stuff as well. Like I'd love to just go all the way across Russia from like Murmansk, pretty damn cheap. So that might be a way to do going out to Japan. I could either fly to Japan and then just gradually make my way back. That would be a really, really fun trip to do, actually. Just fly to Japan, fly across from Japan to Vladivostok and make my way back, you know, going across Russia and trying all the Russian craft beers. That would be really pretty damn awesome, actually. So yeah, for me it's just about trying different things from different places, really. So yeah, I'm always open to trying random shit, basically. That's it. Harry, my babe Harry and I, we've been talking about the North Korea thing again, so I'm starting to think about putting away money to go to North Korea with Harry and his brother, who do these tour things. That would be a very interesting trip. Do some North Korean beer reviews. That would be probably the most random thing ever, if you like. But yeah, so Riku's saying, yeah, I really want to try the Pliny's. Louis Pepe is also on my bucket list. Who does that? Which brewery is that? Have you heard of Pabst 5-minute-old whiskey? I know Pabst Blue Ribbon. I don't know the whiskey. I have to say I don't really know that. But yeah, no. Because, as I say, not really about trying specific beers. I've mentioned a few though, obviously. That's the irony. But yeah, to go down to Brussels and visit. I think it is Brussels they're from, if I remember right. They're one of the few city beers, because they had that whole thing about they had that an issue with actually being termed a lambic brewery, if I remember rightly. But yeah, no, it would be cool to go down and have a little look at some of the lambic breweries. There's a lot of new sour breweries kicking off in Belgium at the moment. I've got an interest in sour beer in the fridge that I need to write about and try. So yeah, no, I really, as I say, I really got into my sour beers thanks to, as he sent me a bunch of lambics and things and really got me into the style a bit more. And then of course we've had the Mikkeller Bauhauen Festival as well, and that's, you know, I really love sour beers. He really, the beers that Chris sent me really helped me develop my taste for sour beers. So, you know, that's any of the sour beer reviews. My love that I have for that beer style is thanks to Chris. I don't know if you'll see this video right enough, but yeah, there's a real thing there. I maybe need to contact him and actually ask him if I can send him some monies for to get him to send me a few lambic beers as well. That'd be awesome to actually get him to send me some lambic beers again. So yeah, he's my kind of Belgian beer mule. Actually, I maybe need to ask him about ordering me some stuff and send him some monies, because I'm in a good pocket just now. I've earning quite a lot of money, and you know, I've got enough. I can save up a hell of a lot. I can put a little bit aside to waste on beer. So yeah, in a good position just now. So quite open to the idea of having different beer mules and stuff. In terms of Cantillon as well, I know that there's one. They have a blueberry sour beer from Cantillon. I need to see if I can get a bottle of that and review it. I'd love to get one of those and just take it home, but I think it's like 200 Danish crowns or something. Might even be. Could it be more than that? I don't know. But it's one of these ones that I'd love to just I'd love to try and just film a review of. So to see, but yeah, it would be one of the ones I wouldn't want to sit and drink it in the bar. I'd rather take it with me, take it home, and sit and review it. That's definitely what I'd want to do there. So no, that's it. I think it's probably about time that we start seeing of all the Slovenian beers that I've done. So for those of you who've joined a little bit later, I'd just like to have a little look. Hop Princess, Hoppy Lager from Green Gold, really nice. We have the Albi Kazbak Hazy IPA from Green Gold again. All these beers are from Green Gold, I don't need to say that. We have the Comet As You Are New England, this is a West Coast IPA, this one. Rocket Queen, another IPA, 6.9%. This was the other one. We have the Povodny Moj, which is a West Coast IPA. Green Gold again, say. Forbidden Fruit, which is a mango wheat beer. Adam and Eve having a shag in the trees. We have the Dragon Slayer, which is a Session Hazy IPA, 4% ABV. And then there was also some cans of Cashmere. and Oil Wars as well, actually. Cashmere and Oil Wars, which are very, very nice. Very, very nice beers. I've had these ones before. These are the two that I reviewed on the channel originally. So I need to decide. I'll probably need to, if I'm going to send these, I'll need to send some of these on quite quickly, because they won't last. But yeah, no, that's awesome. As I was saying at the start of the video, huge thank you to Luca for sending these beers up to Sweden for me. Big massive shout out to Davor Shearitz, who's my beer mule as well, and a big thank you obviously to you guys who are watching and supporting all of these live streams and things that I'm doing. I need to organise a StreamYard account and do something online with like Craig and Harry and Dean and Rob and all of these guys. I need to get in. The Dutch guys were inviting me to do a live stream as well, so definitely game for that, and we'll see about doing that at some point quite soon. But yeah, let's leave it there. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed me rambling a load of shit for a couple of hours, and I hope you enjoyed another kind of out and about little unboxing video. We'll cut it at that. Thank you again for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys very soon. Now I need to figure out how the hell do I turn this thing off here. How do we do this? Cross. There we go.